So guys, somebody on Instagram has asked me, what do I think Saunders has to do to beat Canelo, or what? Because he goes, you've been quite in your videos. He goes, you've been he's like, he never said you've been anti-Saunders, but you're not giving Saunders much of a chance. It's not that. Listen. I think he has a chance. Everyone has a chance in boxing, and I wish Saunders all the best. And I hope he can pull it off, because it'll be great for boxing. It'll be great for British boxing if he goes out there and pulls off the upset. It'd definitely be a great. It'd definitely be one of the biggest wins in British boxing history. One of the biggest wins from a British fighter abroad against a foreign fighter, without question. It's a huge win. What I think he has to do, I think it'll come down to his stamina. I think it'll come down to his stamina, whether he can fight for 12 rounds. Because we do know that Billy Joe fades. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, now he's training hard. And yeah, I get all of that, but he still fades. And I think the only fight he didn't fade is in Lemieux, but Lemieux wasn't able to exert any pressure on Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo will be exerting a lot of pressure through body shots, through his physical presence, being on top of Saunders. So is Saunders going to be able to outbox Canelo, keep him off, absorb the punishment, right? Because he's going to be getting hit to the body a lot. Canelo, even if Canelo's struggling to hit him clean to the head, Canelo's going to be landing a lot of body shots. He's going to be landing a lot of hard shots anywhere, on the arms, on the ribs, on the stomach. No matter, he's going to be landing big shots, right? It doesn't matter whether he's going to be landing on the head or not, if he's going to landing head shots, because we know that Saunders likes to move, but we know that the body doesn't move, and he's going to be landing a lot of body shots, right? And that could slow Saunders down. So all of that for me is going to play a part whether Saunders can last the distance. Because if he's not able to absorb Canelo's punches, right, he could be in serious trouble. And even if he is able to absorb Canelo's punches, how long can he do it for? Will it wear him down? Will it slow him down? Because if Billy Joe Saunders starts to slow down in this fight, right, then he becomes a sitting duck for Canelo. Billy Joe Saunders has to be able to move, box and move for 12 rounds. He has to move. He has to be on his feet for 12 rounds, boxing and moving for 12 rounds, right? And that's a very energy-consuming style. Billy Joe Saunders has a very energy-consuming style. And when you've got an intelligent bull in front of you, you're going to tire even quicker. Because like I said, Canelo's going to be doing the things to tire him, like hitting him to the body, hitting him hard anywhere. If he can't land on it, land headshots, he's going to be landing hard to the arms, landing hard to the body. He's just going to be landing big shots, because he wants to slow Saunders down. And when someone's chipping away with you with that kind of power, it's like an energy bar in a game. That bar keeps coming down and down and down, and eventually you become a sitting duck. When you become a sitting duck, then Canelo's just going to tee off. And then the superior, in my opinion, Canelo has the superior boxing IQ. I know a lot of you have been saying that, oh no, Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders can only win this fight one way, right? He can only win this fight one way, and that's boxing and moving, using his feet and boxing and moving for 12 rounds, looking to outbox Canelo on the outside for 12 rounds. Canelo can win this fight by boxing with Saunders, right? Because Saunders hasn't boxed anyone at Canelo's level. So Canelo could box with Saunders. We don't know how the outcome would be. If they go toe-to-toe, we all know what would happen. Saunders will get knocked out. We all know what would happen. Mike Tyson's giving Saunders no chance. He's giving Billy Joe Saunders zero chance. Again, he's come out and said he gives Saunders no chance. I disagree. See, I don't think Saunders has no chance whatsoever. I think he has a chance, but it's a slim chance. Mike Tyson's giving Saunders no chance. He's saying, I don't think Saunders can, he doesn't think Saunders will be, he thinks Saunders will be a short night. It'll be a short night for Canelo. I don't agree. I think if Canelo's going to knock Saunders out, it's going to be late. I don't think it's going to be a short night. I do think Saunders early on will be fresh. I think he'll be moving a lot, but I think Canelo will slowly break him down. That's how I see the pattern of the fight. But if Saunders, like I said, can absorb Canelo's power, right, to the body, and not get slowed down like Tony Bellew got slowed down against Usyk, right, then Billy Joe Saunders has got a chance in this fight. And I'm not guaranteeing that Saunders outboxes Canelo, because Canelo, for me, right, the level of competition that he's been in with, he's the superior boxer. But if Saunders is going to win this fight, then he's going to do it by boxing and moving and making it difficult for Canelo. He's not going to do it by going toe-to-toe. He's going to do it by boxing and moving. That's the only way he can win. I don't know whether even that style is going to work and he's going to win the fight. I can't say. I can't say, because he's never been in there with anyone as good as Canelo. It's not even close. He's been in with guys levels below Canelo. So the styles that might have worked against those guys may not work against Canelo. Canelo is levels above the guys that he's been fighting. I know certain people say, well, he can only beat what's in front of him. Yeah, but they're levels below Canelo. So I can't judge, him beating Andy Lee or him beating Eubank or him beating Lemieux and say he's going to do that to Canelo. Because Canelo's levels above those guys. Neither of those three names go the distance with Canelo. Neither of those three guys goes the distance with Canelo. Lemieux will get knocked out, Lee gets stopped, and so does Eubank. And you guys all know that. So I can't go off those performances. I don't think Billy Joe's been in the ring with anywhere close to Canelo's ability. So this is Billy Joe going into the unknown, right? He's going into the unknown. For me, he's going from GCSE level to a degree level. It's a big jump. It's a big jump, right? Is he going to be able to do it? It's a hard one. It's a hard one. It's a hard, like David Hayes said yesterday, you know, Billy Joe has got an awkward style, and the awkward southpaw style could cause Canelo some trouble, but it's hard to go against Canelo now. Any neutral person will tell, it's hard to go against Canelo. Canelo's right now, he's got the momentum. He's on the top of his game. He's almost unbeatable right now at this point. From what I've seen so far, the way he just took, like Callum Smith, right? Don't get me wrong. I thought Canelo would beat Callum Smith. I wasn't expecting it to be that one-sided. And now people are trying to make out like Billy Joe Saunders is levels above Callum Smith. No, he's not. No, he's not. If that fight was to happen, none of you would be putting your house on Billy Joe Saunders to beat Callum Smith. That's a very tough fight for Billy Joe. You know, that would not be an easy fight for Billy Joe Saunders, the Callum Smith fight. Billy Joe certainly wouldn't make it look as easy as Canelo made it. So, to be honest with you, Canelo right now, he's got the momentum. He's got the momentum. And also, Billy Joe Saunders at 168, for me, is a lot slower. That's another problem. The fact that he's put on size, he's put on weight, that's not going to help his speed. And also the stamina, that's not going to help his stamina because he's carrying more weight. He's carrying more muscle. That slows you down as well. So all of these things, when you weighing all of these things up, it's hard. It's not the fact that I'm hating on Billy Joe Saunders. Look, Mike Tyson's not giving him much of a chance. I think Mike Tyson's saying what he's saying because he probably hasn't seen enough of Billy Joe. I've seen a lot of Billy Joe Saunders, so I think he has got a chance, a slim one. And I think the boxing ability that Billy Joe Saunders has will get him to the later half of the fight. I think he'll get to the later half of the fight. It's just that I think Canelo's superior boxing IQ, his power, him hitting Billy Joe to the body will slow Billy Joe Saunders down and eventually force the stoppage late. That's how I'm predicting. Because you can only predict a fight on what you've seen from the fighters previously and the level of opposition that they face. Like if somebody was doing GCSE level work and you in the next year was going to give him a degree level exam, I'm not going to be putting any money on that guy passing that degree level exam because they're jumping levels. And Billy Joe Saunders is jumping levels from what he's faced so far. And let's not forget, even the Lemieux fight was years ago, right? And Lemieux was no killer by any stretch, and that was years ago, right? His recent fights were against Martin Murray, where he didn't look great, and in the YouTube undercard, he didn't look great. That's his recent performances. That's what we're going off, right? So from those performances, are we going to say he's going to beat Canelo? And I know that everyone says that Billy Joe rises to his opposition, but he's never had to fight anybody like Canelo. So he's never fought anybody where I can say, like Tyson Fury, for example. Tyson Fury's proved that he can rise to the opposition because he fought the best. He fought Klitschko. He fought Wilder. Those two are the two best heavyweights in the last 10 years. And he rose to that level and he beat them. So I can say, yeah, when people say Tyson Fury, he may not look good against Otto Wallin, but he'll beat Joshua because he'll rise to that. I can agree with that because Tyson Fury's proved it. He's proved it. Billy Joe Saunders hasn't proved it against the best. Right? Before Tyson Fury fought Vladimir Klitschko, were any of you giving, like, to be honest, I never gave Fury a chance in that fight. And nobody did. I know anyone that says, oh, they were giving Tyson Fury a chance, when nobody was giving Tyson Fury a chance. Everybody thought Tyson Fury would get beat by Vladimir Klitschko. And the same way with Saunders. Just like Tyson Fury hadn't really fought anybody that you think had prepared him for a fight against Vladimir Klitschko, the same way Billy Joe Saunders hasn't prepared for a fight against Canelo. But for me, I don't believe Saunders is as good as Tyson Fury, right? And I don't think I don't think Saunders is Tyson Fury, and I don't think Canelo is Vladimir Klitschko, right? Vladimir Klitschko didn't throw any punches, and but by the way, I think Fury might have beaten him anyway because Fury's for me a top fighter, a top fighter. I think his skill set is of the very highest level. I'm not sure I can say the same about Saunders. I feel like at times Saunders comes across a little sloppy. We've seen that in his fights against the Sufi, even against Murray. At times he's very sloppy. And in this fight, he can't afford to be sloppy because Canelo has the kind of power to take you out. He has the kind of power that could take Billy Joe Saunders out. But listen, I wish him all the best. I hope he can go there and do it. I hope he can go there and pull off the shock and shock the boxing world. Listen, I always like to see the underdog prevail. I always like to see the underdog prevail because it's always good for boxing. But you've got to be realistic at the same time. Canelo right now, like if this was Billy Joe against Charlo, yeah, of course, I'd give him a good chance. But this is against Canelo. This is against Canelo. And for me, Canelo beats everyone. This is how good I think Canelo is. I think Canelo beats everyone at 160. I think Canelo beats everyone at 168. And I think Canelo beats everyone at 175. I even think he can beat Beterbiev. That's how much I rate Canelo. So this isn't me hating on Billy Joe. This is just me appreciating and giving Canelo the respect that he deserves because that's how good I think Canelo is. It's got nothing to do with Billy Joe. It's just the fact that I think Canelo beats everyone right now from 160 to 175, including Beterbiev. That's how good I think Canelo is. And I think it's going to be hard for anybody to beat him right now. He just looks literally invincible right now. And when you're going off Billy Joe's recent performances, there's nothing that suggests that he would beat Canelo. Yes, I get it. He's in great shape. He's looking well. He's in supreme condition. Yes, we get all of that. But he's fighting the best in the world. Most guys that are going into a fight against Canelo come very well prepared. They come in great condition. Most because they know what they're getting into. So Billy Joe Saunders isn't any different from the guys that have fought him before. They all came in great condition. And the guys that Canelo fought before all had skills and talent as well. They had their skills and talent in their own way. So this is a very, very, very tough fight for Saunders. I've seen some really absurd, delusional comments that Saunders isn't, Canelo's not going to land a punch on Saunders. Well, time will tell, if Canelo's not able to land a punch on Saunders and Saunders just completely dominates the fight, which I think is absurd. I think it's absurd to say that. I think it's absurd to think that Saunders is going to dominate Canelo. Honestly, I don't see how anyone can see Saunders just dominating Canelo. Don't get me wrong, Saunders is a good fighter, but he's not going to dominate Canelo Alvarez. No, not a chance for me. But time will tell. Time will tell if he dominates or he gets beat. We'll find out. We'll find out. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to leave your comments in the comment section. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.